Hello, welcome to JS Testing Academy. We are going to see the continuation of the authentication and authorization series which we posted in the previous videos. Okay, in the first video we saw about basic auth, bearer token, and in the next video we saw about the API token key. Okay, in this video we are going to see about the OAuth. Okay, so open authorization, that is what we are going to see in this video. Okay, so in this video what you are going to see, what is OAuth. OAuth is nothing but open authorization. It is a standard, it's an open standard for accessing some community, okay, delegation community, and using that we are going to grant websites or application for an access for a particular user. Okay, for example, in nowadays and most of the application, for signing in it asks for another other account, Google account. Okay, so instead of password, what it does now, gives, it uses the Google's privileges for authorization. Okay, so Google will give permission to access a particular application. So nowadays real time all the application works on the basis of the OAuth. Okay, suppose there is a mobile, if you capture a picture, it stores your mobile, and also it can, if you give authorization, it stores in the Google Drive also. Okay, so we can access the photos from the Google Drive also. Okay, for that we need to give authorization to the Google Drive to save it picture and access the pictures from the Google Drive. Okay, so all the standard applications nowadays uses a third party applications for authorization. Most of the application uses Google or Facebook. Okay, so this is where OAuth comes into pictures. So OAuth allows users to give third party services to access the resources and stored on another service without sharing their credentials, that is username and password. Okay, so the OAuth, no, the user who authorizes an application to access their account, it's request an user account, then the server, protects the resources capable of accepting the services. Okay, let's go with the practical part of it. Let's go to Google. Okay, now let's create, and first we need to create an right first we need to create a first, before that we need to understand what do you mean by client ID. Okay, and what is scope and what is redirect URI. Okay, for that we need to go to any one application like chat GPT. Okay, this is already login, let me log out. Okay. See, if you give chat GPT, it needs an access, to log in or sign up. Okay. If I click sign up, see, it access this one. So this works on the background of an OAuth. For accessing chat GPT, we need a Gmail account, or Microsoft account, or an Apple account to log in. Okay. Now what I'm going to give is, I'm going to copy this URL and paste a notepad. Let me understand something before going to the practical part. I'm going to copy this one and paste in notepad. Let us understand this URL in a detailed way. Okay, there are three things in this request. One is a client ID. Okay, next one is scope. Okay, and next one is redirect URI. So for giving permission to, for this endpoint, we need three things. One is client ID, next one is scope, and redirect URI. Okay, so we need an ID of the client to access that particular application. Okay, and we should tell what is the purpose which you are going to do with that particular access. Okay, why we need that access, that we need to go for example opening a mail, right? Why we need that access. And next one is which application we are going to redirect that particular URI. Chat GPT. Okay, so I'm going to hit the Gmail and get the access and use the Chat GPT. What is the client ID, what is the scope, and what is a redirect URI. So we'll shortly we are going to give all these three things to access from the Postman to hit the server and get the response. For getting the response, we need all this client ID, scope, and the redirect URI. Okay, so for getting the authorization, okay, to the OpenAI account. Okay, and you see, right, the endpoint is the base URI is auth openai.com, and the resource is authorized. So we need this for the authorization. We need this client ID, scope, and the redirect URI. Okay, and after question mark, you all know everything is a query param here. Okay, now let's go first create a product. We'll take a Google Cloud Console. We'll go to Google. Okay, now we'll go Google Cloud Platform. One minute, this one, Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, we need to go to this Google Cloud Platform. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to sign up first. I'll give I agree, continue. Okay, so we are into that. We need to select a project first. Okay, so I'll create and click this one, new project. So I'm going to give a demo of, right, this one, right, OAuth, right, OAuth demo. Okay, and we need to just click create. We need to no need to give, let's create. Okay, so we created a project first. Basically, I'm going to create one application. For that application, we are going to use the services of Google to access it. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm just creating a right project here. In that, I'm just going to API services, and clicking it. Okay, then I'll click library here. So basically I'm creating an application. For that I'm going to authorize with the help of the Google. Okay, so we have lot of right, uh, services here. Okay, for first we are going to get this Google sheet. I'm see what I'm going to do is I want to access the Google sheet, get the response. For that we need some authorization. That is what we are doing now. Okay, I'll go and click for this Google sheet, right? I'll go and click it. To 1 minute, already a project has been created. Okay, I need to enable this Google Sheet API. Okay, I'll click enable. Okay, so now I enabled the Google Sheet API now. Okay, then I'll go, I need to give a consent. Okay, what consent screen I need to click. Okay, I need to give external. Okay, so that external user can access this Google account. So our app can be accessed with the external user with the help of a Google account. Okay, so that is understanding which is happening here. I'll click create. Okay, I'll give an app name now. So this tells concern means right. Just right. It's accepting, right? Spreadsheet. App name spreadsheet. I need to give which Gmail, some Gmail, right? I'll give JS testing academy at Chennai at gmail.com. Okay. Then I need to give the developers who is the person who is developing this particular app. So I'm giving the same name JS testing Chennai at gmail.com. Okay. I'll give save and continue. Okay, so now what we need to give is we need to give the scope. As I told you, scope expresses the permissions you request the users to authorize an app. Okay, what kind of permissions you need to authorize the particular app for your project. Okay, so what permission you want. Okay, read or write or edit, right? What type of permission you want. Okay, I'll click add. Before that, I'll click go to library. I'll go to Google Sheet. 1 minute. We need to go 1 minute. We need to go to API reference. For that, what we need to give is we need to go enabled API services. In enabled API services, we created a Google app right sheet API, right? In that, we should go and click API reference. Okay, in API reference, if you go and see, right, now you'll get some right API endpoints, right? You'll get some endpoints. Okay, now I'll click the spreadsheet. Okay, in the spreadsheet you can see, right, all the in that you have the scopes, right? Scope, basically there are two scopes. One is a requesting scope, next one is a granting scope. Okay, requesting scope is, right, when the client application requests authorization from the user. For example, a client might request an access to the user's email address and its profile information. For example, through an email, I need to access the profile information, like a Facebook profile information, okay, or LinkedIn profile information. I need a profile information for that particular user. Okay, granting scope is that authorization server presents the requested scope to the user. Okay, maybe approve or deny. Okay, for example, we need like for example, if we install some application, right, it will ask for, can we access the calendar, can we access the contact list, can we access the message, yes or no, it approve or deny, it asks, right? So that is also one of a scope. Okay, here if you observe, right, for a Google API, we need to access the drive. In drive, read only. In drive, file. In spreadsheets, read only. So we are giving a scope for what type of permission we need for that. Okay, for example, I want to read only the spreadsheet, or I can write the spreadsheet. Okay, so this is called as a scope which is there in our API. Okay, so this also permission with the same client ID and the request URI. Okay, now we'll go and copy this one. Okay, in API services, under API services, okay, in OAuth concern screen, under the OAuth concern screen, You have to go to spreadsheet, the app which you created, edit app, and give the scope there. Okay, so when continue and add or remove scopes, we should go first with the consent screen, then the scope. Manually add scopes. Let's see. Okay, then I'll give add to table. It will be added manually. You can see the spreadsheet, right? We need to see all your Google Sheets spreadsheet. This is a scope which I'm giving. Then after I'm giving, I'll click the update button. Okay, then you see here, we see our scope here. Okay, so our sensitive scope is here. Okay, we have to read the spreadsheet. Okay, that is a scope which we gave, and I'm clicking save and continue. Next, we have to give add users. See, our API app should be tested with some testers by default. Okay, so we need to give some permissions to our testers, some Gmail ID for them. So without the access authorization, they are going to test it. Okay, so we are going to give some testers Gmail address here. Let's go add user. You click it and do it. I'll give some. So I'm giving the same JS testing Gmail ID, or we can give some other name also. I'm just giving JS testing Chennai. So we can give testers Gmail address so that the testers get access authorized to test this particular app. Okay, or access this particular app. Okay, I'll click add. Okay, 1 minute, right? Yes, testing. Okay, I'll give some other mail here. Hmm. Okay, I click add. Okay, it's been added, so that particular person is given access to use this app. I click save and continue. Okay, now we that one user is assigned, scope is added. Okay, now we'll go to dashboard. Okay, now we'll go to the credentials part. Okay, create credentials. I'll give OAuth client ID. We need to create a OAuth client ID. As I told you, three things we need to have: client ID, scope, and the redirect URI. Okay, for accessing that particular endpoint. Okay, I'll click it. Application type. I'll select web application. Okay, name I'll give Google Sheet. Let's give Google Sheet. Okay, I'll click authorize. I need to add the authorize redirect URIs. Okay, I'll give the URI, which URI I need to give. This I'll copy this one, redirective URI. Right, from the Postman only we are going to use it. Right, I'm going to copy this one and paste there. Okay, then which URI is been redirected after hitting, right? Then I click create. So three things: client ID, redirect URI, and scope we need to give. Okay. So I'm getting the client ID. Okay. Client secret and the creation date and the status. We need this ID. Okay. Now I will click OK. Copy this client ID. Right. I'll paste this ID in the notepad. Okay. I'll take the client secret also. The secret key. Secret. Okay, I'll paste here. Okay, then I'll minimize this one and click OK. Okay, now let's go to Postman now again. Let's create a particular endpoint, add request here. Go add request, OAuth demo. Okay, now I'll give an right endpoint here, base URI first. Okay, go and copy this. Okay, the hash replicates the URI, right? I need to paste it. So we need to access the spreadsheet, right? I'll go and copy it and I'll go and paste here. Okay, in the place of first need to give an authorization OAuth. Okay, there are two things, OAuth 1 and OAuth 2. Okay, so now we are going to use the OAuth 2. OAuth 1 is a older version. Okay, so the difference between OAuth 1 and OAuth 2 is OAuth 1 is more complex. Okay, and security, it needs always a signed, right? Security signed request it needs. Okay, next one is our tokens. We need to take tokens, request token and access token, both needs to be signed. That is a drawback in our OAuth 1. Okay, so and it does not have any backward compatibility, right, with OAuth 2. Okay, so OAuth 2 is more simpler. Okay, it uses bearer tokens to right, access it and does not request any need any signing here. Okay, so after right, after 2012, right, they started using OAuth 2.0. Okay, so what more works with the uses of it with the help of the bearer token. It's more flexible and no need of any signing here, which was happening in OAuth 1. Okay, so that is a difference. We can use grant permissions both in browser application and also in the mobile based applications also. Okay, now let's go OAuth 2. So we are going to see a demo now of OAuth 2. Okay, so as I told you, it works with a bearer token. Okay, so as I told you, right, first we need to give the right, three things: callback URL, OAuth URL and access token, which is already there. Okay, now we need to give the client ID here, which we created. Okay, client ID we need to copy, which we have stored in the notepad. I'll just copy. As I told you, we need three things: client ID, scope and the redirect URI. Okay, first I'll give client ID, I'll copy and paste here, and this client secret which we copied, right, that also I'll copy it and paste here. And also need to give the scope. Okay, which we created there. Okay, so I'll go to library, I'll go to Google Sheet API, I'll go to API reference, I'll go to spreadsheets, I'll go and click get. Okay, I'll go scroll down, I'll copy the scope here. Okay, HTTPS Google spread read only. Okay, I'll go there and I'll give the scope. Okay, so client ID is given, scope is given. Okay, then all right, everything is set. Okay, okay, now what we'll do is, right, we'll give authorize using the browser, right, we'll hit it. Okay, okay, now what we'll do, we'll just everything is set. Get a new access token, we need to click it. 1 minute, it's failed. 1 minute. Let me see your URL. Hmm. We need to give this URL. Yeah, auth URL I need to give. I'll go there and I'll give there. Okay, and the access token URL I need to give. Okay, I give access token URL. So auth URL, access token URL, client ID, client secret, scope is given. Okay, let me get new access token. So see, right, it is asking for an account to authorized. Okay, I'll give Rahul Gandhi. Okay, one we need to give the password. First time it will ask this one. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, okay. See, you're asking, right? You have been given access to an app that is currently being tested. You should currently only the developer has been invited you. Okay, it's working now. I'll click continue. Developer has should be invited, right? So when you allow this access, OAuth permission will be able to see all your Google Sheets. It's telling, right? If you are giving Rahul Shri access, what happens? Rahul Shri will be able to see all your Google Sheet. Is it right or not? That is what is asking. It is asking for an authorization. Can I give Rahul access to use my spreadsheet or not? That is what Google is asking. If you give permission, Rahul is able to access all your right sheets, right, Google Sheets. Okay, this is where the authorization works here. So it will ask for permission whether I can grant him or that particular user to allow the spreadsheet or not. Okay, so this is where this OAuth, right, 2.0 works. Okay, let's click continue. See, that particular person is being authenticated. Okay, now see authenticating via browser. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me see again. 1 minute. So it's a timeout. Let me try. Yeah, invalid use for your errors time. 1 minute. Let me try again. Let me copy it and try again. 1 minute. I'll check the URL. And let me get the access token again. It's asking for sign in. Let me sign in. Continue. Continue. Your call has been authenticated. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me check again. Let me use the callback URL. Okay. Let me try again. Yeah, now it's working. I can use this token. I'll give a token name here, Google spreadsheet. Google sheet. Okay, now let's use this token. Okay, now token has been added. Okay, a new token, I see a new token has been added now. Barrett token has been, right, we are using a Barrett token, right? It has been added now, right? Let's go and give a spreadsheet ID here. Okay, so I have to go there. And sign out. I have to create one, right, user account. 1 minute. I need to access the spreadsheet ID. That's why I'm just going logging in and creating a spreadsheet and giving access to it. I'll go to spreadsheet. I'll create on a spreadsheet now. Okay, already I have this as spreadsheet, right? I have some spreadsheet. I will access any one spreadsheet now. Okay, for example, right, C2T daily status will access, right, this I need to access this daily status spreadsheet. Okay, now let's go get this ID of the spreadsheet. Okay, I got this ID of a spreadsheet. I'll go to Postman and I'll give a spreadsheet ID. So I'm going to get this spreadsheet with the spreadsheet ID. I need giving authorizing that particular person to access the all the data in the spreadsheet. Okay, now I'll click send. See the response, right? You'll get all the data of the spreadsheet, the title, everything you'll get. Okay, so this is where the request and response comes. Okay, you can able to see the how many columns, what are the reports, what are the titles in the spreadsheet, everything you are going to get. Okay, so this is where the OAuth works. So the basic understanding what we need learned is, right, for accessing a particular application we are taking the help of Google. With that Google is authorizing that particular user to access that particular application. Okay, for that we need three things. One is a client ID, the next one is scope, and we need a redirect URI. Okay, with that we can get a token, generate a token, and put the token in the Postman or the application, and that we can get the request and response. Okay, so this is what is nothing but authentication and authorization. Hope you continually watched all the three videos. Hope this one is useful to many people. Okay, thank you. We'll meet again, guys.